DJay Pro AI complete scratch tutorial. I'm DJ SPiegel Spin, and in this video, I'm going to teach you everything I know about scratching on the iPad. This video is going to be a little bit different than my other videos. It's going to be a lot longer. I'm going to show you guys everything I know about scratching with DJay Pro AI and the iPad. I'm going to show you all the ways to use these scratches and all the different ways that you could do these scratches within the app. And like I say in all my other videos, we are going to master these scratches on the iPad without using a controller. And then once we have them mastered, I'm going to make another video on how to do it with controllers. So I always say that it's very important to learn these skills and techniques on the iPad only first, so that we could be more versatile. So all we need is our iPad and we could just DJ right away. So let's get started right now. So the first scratch that every other scratch is built upon is called the baby scratch. So with the DJay Pro AI app, if we go over here to our music button and hold it in, we are going to get scratch tools. This is DJ Qbert's scratch tool, and I think it's good enough. It's the same scratch tool that they had since DJay 2, and there's so many different samples, so this is the one we are going to use. Let me just open up my waveforms, and then the sample that I'm going to use is going to be this one. So the one right here, it looks like this, and the song's really short, the sample track's short, so it still says 00, but it is the fourth one. So there's this one, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. It looks kind of like an arrow, and that's the one we're going to use. It sounds like this. And for this example, I'm going to show you guys how to scratch using classic mode. You could also use pro mode too, but the jog wheels are a little bit smaller, so that you're going to have to adjust your scratching style. But I believe that scratching in classic mode will have you prepared to be able to scratch on controllers when we move on to that. So the baby scratch is simply just moving the track forward and backward at different speeds. So here we go. And the sound that we're listening for is error, error, error. Like the classic scratch sound that you hear in hip-hop songs, and that you used to hear when there was when Turntablist was big, and they would have real record decks and they would scratch. So we're looking for error, error. Now, the faster you scratch, the faster you move the jog wheel, the higher pitch the sound is going to be. So fast is going to sound like this. Slow is going to sound deeper. So that's how you can make rhythms and melodies, and you could go with the beat of the songs that you're scratching with by having different frequencies, so it's not the same scratch all the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our thumb like this, and then we're going to put it in the middle of the jog wheel. I'm just going to use my mouse over here so you can see where my thumb's going to be. So we're going to put it right here on the jog wheel all the way to the left, so we have the most surface area and the most control. For this scratch, we do not need to do anything with the other hand. We don't need to do anything with the crossfader. So very simply, I want you guys to follow along with me. We are going to do 2 fast scratches and then 2 slow scratches. We're going to start with no beat, and then after we're going to add a beat and do it to a beat. But first, get used to the muscle memory of the motions of how you're going to move your fingers. And don't get discouraged, because scratching isn't something you can learn your first time. So you might have to watch this video multiple times and practice and practice. Just don't give up, because we're dealing with muscle memory, and sometimes our hands, our fingers they don't have the muscle memory to be able to do these motions yet. But if you keep persisting and practicing, you'll be able to do it. Trust me. All right, so 2 fast, 2 slow. And that's it. So now let's go. I'm going to put on a simple beat. I'm going to be using the looper menu in the middle. So if you look in the middle, we have the waveforms, and then click on these boxes over here. And now we get the looper menu, And I'm just going to go, let's see which one will be good. I really like this one, Funk Hop, and I'm just going to set a simple beat. Don't pay attention if the beat's not the best, but we're just using it as an example. And I'm just going to do the kicks and the percussions. Oh, that's really bad. Let's try the kicks and the tops. All right, now go back so we can see our waveforms. Too fast, too slow. And there you go. It is so simple and so easy. You just have to move the jog wheel up and down at different speeds. And then if you're used to DJing, you're used to following beats and staying on rhythm, it should be really easy for you. Now let me show you some alternative ways to do this scratch. One way is you could simply find the beginning of the sample and then set a temporary cue point. And then now you, instead of going with your finger like that, we could just use the cue button. So that's one way to do it. Now another way to do it, which is really cool, and you could use this to drop in the next song, is all you have to do is press play. So we're gonna hold the jog wheel so it doesn't move. Just like if you were putting your hand on a real record and you pressed play, it wouldn't move. So now it's on play. And then we're going to do our scratching. Let's just do a couple scratches. And then when you let go, the song will start playing. And if you have sync on, it'll be in sync to the other song that you're playing. So you could just scratch and then play it. And it's a really cool way to drop in a new song. It adds a little bit of personality. Instead of just dropping a song on the one, you could scratch it in. All right, so that's the baby scratch. We got it mastered. We're just gonna move the jog wheel forward and back. The different speeds is going to be the different frequencies. So now a really easy way to make this scratch sound a little more advanced without really doing anything that much different is we could open up, go back over here to where we found that looper, and then click on the squares over here, and then we have our sampler. So I'm gonna do, we're gonna go to DJ vocal drops. Damn. And then now we could scratch, and then we could add one of these at the end. Damn. Damn. And then if you press this record button, you don't even have to press the sample. It'll be in the beat. So ready? Damn. 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 So there you go. A really easy way to just make your baby scratch sound a little more advanced. If you're still at the point where the baby scratch is the only one that you know, that's how you could just very simply, just by pressing one button, make it sound a little bit cooler. So now we have a more advanced baby scratch. So the next scratch that we're going to do, and from here on, these scratches are going to require the crossfader. Now this could be a little intimidating, a little bit scary at first, because not only are we going to have to use one hand and be on beat with our fingers and have the muscle memory of one hand, we are going to have to move the other hand at almost the same exact time. So it's kind of like if you're driving a manual transmission, you press the clutch and the gear shifter, you do it at almost the same time, not exactly the same time. So this is the baby scratch, so you know what it sounds like. And the next scratch that we're going to do is the chirp scratch. So the trick on doing this with just the iPad is we're going to move the crossfader all the way to the left. So now there's no sound coming out to on the right deck. So there is a little hidden feature, a little trick that you guys probably know in the app, and that is if you just tap the middle, you don't slide it. So if you slide it, it'll stay there. But if you just tap the middle, the crossfader stays on the middle, but as soon as you take your finger off, boom, it goes all the way back. The same thing as if you were moving the crossfader really fast. So when we're doing this scratch, we're going to have the crossfader in the middle, but not slid, just with our hand there. And then this one's kind of hard to do. I might not get it my first try, but this I'm going to do a couple of baby scratches and then a chirp scratch. So you hear that? It sounds kind of like a bird chirp. So what we're going to do is our fingers in the middle. Crossfader is just tapped there so it snaps back. We're going to do 2 baby scratches, which is going to sound like ever, ever. And then at the third one, we are going to snap the crossfader back, so it's going to go ever, ever, chirp, ever, ever, chirp. Ready? So that's what you're trying to get, the ever, ever. With the baby scratch, you're hearing the forward sound of the track, and then you're hearing the reverse. That's why it's ever, ever. So, but with the chirp scratch, we're just getting the forward noise. We don't want any of that back noise. And like I said, it's not easy to do. It takes a lot of practice, and sometimes, and even if you've been practicing it for years like me, it still is difficult, but it's really satisfying once you get it. So again, let's just throw in a beat. And then I'm going to do ever, ever, chirp, ever, ever, chirp to the best that I can. Follow along. Try this multiple times because it's going to be really hard to do your first time. So here we go. Crossfaders to the left. We got our beat. So now you guys just do it to the beat. Ever, ever, chirp, ever, ever, chirp. And there you go. Like I said, it's not that easy to do. Mine wasn't the cleanest, but make sure you don't get the sound of the reverse. Like on some of mine, you heard the reverse sound. You want it to sound really clean. 2 baby scratches and then a chirp. So just practice trying to get that noise. This one took me days and weeks when I first tried practicing it, and it's really frustrating, but trust me, if you stick with it, you'll be able to get it. And then now, instead of just baby scratches, you have chirp scratches too. All right, so now that's the baby scratch and that's the chirp scratch, and I know a couple of more. So this one is going to be the reverse scratch, which is going to sound like this. So I'm going to do a couple of baby scratches, then a reverse. So the trick is when you do your baby scratches, we're still doing the same trick with the crossfader, just keeping it in the middle. And then what we want to do is go ever, ever, and then when the crossfader is like this, when the track is on the sample a little bit, we are going to bring it back all the way till the sample stops, but don't hit the next sample. So this is the sound we want to hear. Whoop. Like that. So the biggest, most important thing with this scratch is knowing where your crossfader is. You have to always be aware of where your crossfader is and what part of the sample you're doing. So we're going So just practice doing that. So practice moving it forward with the crossfader off, and then turn the crossfader on just in time. So moving it forward, you don't hear nothing. Now we tap the crossfader, bring it back. So just practice getting that reverse sound. And what you don't want to hear is this. You don't want to hear the forward noise. We're just hearing that reverse noise. So now I'm going to put on a beat, and I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to do some baby scratches. I'm going to do some chirp scratches, and then I'm going to do some reverse and do kind of like some cool combos. See if I still got it. And there we go. Like I said, I am not the best at this in the world, not by any means. It's just something that I love to do, and I would like you guys to be able to do it too. Now, don't overdo these in your sets. Don't overdo them when you're DJing like paid gigs, if you're doing a wedding, if you're doing a Sweet 16, because it's not really appropriate. But you should still practice this so that you, in your head, you know you could scratch, and it's a real boost to your confidence, and it will help you with all your other aspects of DJing. So let me know in the comments if you guys learned anything, if you have any other questions, if there's anything else you want to know. I try to get back to all of the questions and comments in a timely fashion. And if you found value in this video, give it a like. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to the channel. I make these DJ videos on how to DJ with the iPad, the future of DJing, and how to get the most out of your iPad. I make these videos 5 to 7 days a week, and we would love to have you guys subscribe. Thank you for watching.